and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will talk about single mom and dating. Happy times, sad times, bad times, and good times. I just want to say how dating has been quite a challenge with being a single mom. Just because you have two adults who meet with different backgrounds, different upbringings, different values, different childhood, and at the same time you bring in your kid, right? So it's quite challenging. Um, but I can say that I had some great memories with dating. The first one, I've only introduced my son to two men intentionally, and I'm very selective of who I introduce my son to because you want to protect your kid from any psychological damages because they can be here today and be gone tomorrow. But at the same time, that goes for as well marriage, right? But anyhow, I can say that this guy, the first one, my son was about two, and he authentically loved my son. Um, he wanted to be here for me so bad and be here for my son and just give us the life, you know. He was such a marriage material. He meant well, like really good heart, who wanted to just give it all. And at the same time, I was not emotionally ready, and it would be selfish for me to have him pursue me when I know that he can make another woman happy or um, someone to actually give him the same love, care, and attention in return, right? It's a two-way street, not just a one-way street. So I told him I was honest, but this guy was very relentless and had followed me for over 3 years. He found me and would message me, would always remember my son's birthday, would send me mails, letters. And I was quite sad about it because I knew that he deserved so much more. But I hope that he did find someone. I really do hope that for him because he deserves that. Second um, man that I introduced my son to was when he was around 3 years old. So he had such a good memory because my son will talk about him over and over like the last year. This year he only mentioned him once. But anyhow, he was also a really good guy, marriage material, and I felt strong about him. He had lived about like 2 hours away, and he would drive to me in traffic just to have dinner or lunch with me, just to spend time with me and make me feel like the woman, right? And it felt good because as an independent woman, you can always buy things for yourself. I can buy my own dinner and treat myself and spend time with my son, right? Because I don't just leave my son for anybody. Um, I would hire a babysitter if anything. Um, but I'm very selective, very picky because they have to have the criteria of a good man. Now, define a good man. that's a different story, different YouTube. But anyhow, I felt strong about this guy, and then one night my heart just dropped. There was an instant or a scenario where it didn't feel right. You know, there was I've noticed that there was some kind of jealousy between my bonding with my son, and somehow felt like I had to choose between my time with him and then my time with my son. So that kind of raised a flag, and I kept that in my mind. And then at the same time, that one night, I just didn't like how he talked to my son. And I somehow had saw the future like a month from now, 2 months from now, 5 years, 10 years. And I just didn't feel good about it. My heart dropped. And I just remember packing up all my stuff, took my son, and drove home in the middle of the night. um, and never saw him again. So, with that said, I can say that my son will always be number one. No one else would be above him because that's my life commitment. I made that commitment. I chose my son to be here. And as a mother and an innocent child, a single parent, he needs all of you. You know, he needs all the love and attention. Now, mind you, that man, he was well off and just waiting, looking for someone that can give him the same love and attention. And unfortunately, as a single mom, it's quite a challenge. Now, there are women who would choose the relationship, choose the guy over their kid, and that's their choice. But for myself and for my own integrity, I will always choose my son, and that's my life commitment. But anyhow, I hope I gave you a little insights of dating and being a single mom and the challenges. And I hope you are very selective of whom you actually spend your time with and whom you introduce your kid to, because that can create some psychological problems where they are here today and gone tomorrow. Um, but I hope you meet the one who will love your son or your kid, your your daughter authentically, because you know when it's real bond between the kid and your significant other, right? Or your partner to be. You just know your intuition when it's real, um, that they actually truly care for your kid. Not just because of you, but because it came from deep within. And I hope that this gave you little insights of dating and being a single mom. Thank you.